The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am from Texas, and I'm proud to be from the great state. I appreciate that. I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and to include extraneous materials on this measure.
Without objection.
Thank you. I yield myself as much time as I may consume. Mr. Speaker, this past week, the nation watched in shock as a Chinese surveillance balloon traversed much of the United States, including sensitive American military sites like Maelstrom Air Force Base in Montana. That base is one of the 3 places where our Minuteman ICBM nuclear missiles are stored. Americans were rightfully deeply disturbed by this brazen violation of sovereignty by the Chinese Communist Party. This act of aggression was done on the eve of a scheduled meeting between Chairman Xi and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. That meeting was ultimately canceled. The balloon, I believe, was a test of this administration to see how it would respond. I believe the president should have shot it down before it entered American airspace, rather than allow it to cross over the continental United States airspace. But make no mistake, this was another intentionally provocative act by the CCP. And as I've said often, weakness invites aggression. This act will only further embolden and empower our enemies. It will embolden and empower Chairman Xi. Mr. Speaker, I've never seen a foreign nation adversary fly a reconnaissance aircraft that you could see from the ground with your own eyes. The CCP threat is now within sight for Americans across the heartland, a vision and memory that they will not forget. This is further proof that the CCP does not care about having a constructive relationship with the United States. It is publicly challenging U.S. interests, threatening Taiwan, supporting Russia's war of aggression in Ukraine, and now violating U.S. sovereignty. If there's any question whether the administration should request funds supporting Taiwan's foreign military financing grants, this incident alone should make it clear that the time is now to harden ourselves and our partners against the Chinese military aggression. An event like this, Mr. Speaker, must not happen again, and it cannot go unanswered. They only understand one thing, and that is force, and that's projecting power. And we need to project power and force and strength against the Chinese Communist Party. They must understand that we do desire peace, but infringing upon our sovereignty leads us down a dangerous path. Our adversaries must believe that any future incursion into American airspace by a spy balloon or any other vehicle will be met with decisive force. And that is why the House should pass this resolution. The resolution, I want to say in here, under Section 4, it does call for the Biden administration to continue to keep Congress apprised by providing comprehensive briefings on this incident that include, and there are many of these, but I want to go to the end, most importantly, a detailed description of plans, capabilities, and methods to deter and defeat intelligence collection activities conducted by the PRC or other foreign adversaries in the national airspace system, and any additional authorities needed from Congress to ensure detection and defeat these activities in the future. And I hope this administration will comply with this resolution. This resolution, I believe, sends a clear bipartisan signal to the CCP and our adversaries around the world that this action will not be tolerated. To tell the world with a united voice that our national security is not a partisan issue. We stand together today with one voice as Americans against this act of aggression by the Chinese Communist Party. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I urge unanimous support of this resolution and reserve the balance of my time.